record yesterday and like give out a full-on, you know, whatchamacallit, but because we're here, we might as well just get through with it. So, without further ado, let's talk about this lovely greenhouse. Now, the design is definitely an old design I had in mind from several years back, where I made like a church, a chapel, so that people could just get married and all that. So I think I retranslated the design aesthetic for a greenhouse, which was pretty nice, because now nothing is going to come in here and trample the crops, because that was my main issue. Is we always came in here and the crops were always trampled. Like, no matter what we did, something was trampling the crops, and I'm guessing it was the drones, because the drones tend to trample the crops too. But now, because we have it a little bit more enclosed, it should be fine. Now let's go into this house, because of course this is quite honestly a big improvement on the house. Wait a minute, where'd the cat go? Alex released the cat and didn't tell me? You're kidding. You're kidding. You released the darn cat and didn't tell me at all. No wonder why I didn't notice it was gone, because I kept using this damn thing called the warp. Never mind. Either way, it's somewhere around here somewhere, but regardless of such, we got this area that we're still working on, which is, of course, the living room, and it's coming along pretty well. Like, we definitely have plans to add in this part of the section over here. I'm just leaving this section as it is because Alex needs to figure out what pattern he wants to do, so I'm not going to jump into his artistic knowledge and start messing it up altogether. This is a storage room. Of course, I'm going to add in more chests right now. I feel like this amount of chests is not enough. I've seen storage rooms before in other buildings that we've done, and knowing us, we need more. Like, it's not like it's as a fact. It's just the truth. The truth is that we definitely need more storage space. So I'm gonna eventually make more chests and just mimic like a little hallway thing between chests and chests. Because at this point, that's what's going to end up being this room. It's just going to be a room full of chests, barrels, and whatever kind of chests we end up making. So just have that in mind, that this room is still under construction. This deck area is still technically still under construction, because there's nothing below here at all. There's like just this random crafting table down here and this stuff down here. So I'm guessing at some point we're going to put these in a spot where we could use them and stuff like that, and they'd be used for at least purposes. This is my room, so I definitely took the time to write down my name in my character's name, because technically speaking, I am Belterano. So that's why I called it Cuarto de Belterano. I think Cuarto del Belterano doesn't make any sense, but the Cuarto de Belterano does make sense. I wrote it in Japanese and in Korean, Munhwa Korean, so a little bit of North Korean aesthetic, because of course, you know, I would have been Pelterano instead of Pelterano, like a little bit more stronger T. But you know, the T I chose for the sound and such like that in Korean, it mimics a little bit more Spanish. So this is the room that I'm currently living in, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm liking it so far. It's just this barrel situation. I just put a bunch of random shit all over the place, so there's a bunch of stuff in here. I have the Brazilian flag and the Spanish Empire flag. I plan to put a few more banners in here, but for right now, we'll just keep it like that. Random stuff. And we found out that this world is modded, so we have a jetpack. We have a jetpack, and I have a warp device, which can take me to the area, just like that. I didn't think there was something like that. Buddy, what are you doing here? Get out of here. Where'd you go? Buddy, this is not the time nor the place to be roaming around in this house with a frickin' block. Alright, where are you? Venga ahora, no tengo todo el día. Cabrón, ¿dónde tú estás, cabrón? ¿Dónde tú estás, cabrón? No te encojonas conmigo. Vamos a pelear. ¿Dónde tú estás, peja? Ahí está. ¿Quieres joder? Dale, aparezca. Aparezca, hijo de puta. Dale, cabrón. No tengo todo el día. No tengo todo el día. ¿Dónde tú estás escondido, cabrón? ¿Dónde tú estás escondido? ¿Dónde? ¿Quieres joder? Estúpido. ¿Quién te manda a ser estúpido? ¿Quién te manda a ser estúpido? Alright, going back to the subject. Going back to the room. Is of course Cuarto de Vertano. This basically is still a work in progress. I am planning to basically add in a little bit more banners and stuff like that, so that way I could have a little bit more of a different aesthetic. I know how to create certain banners with the loom. That's why I created Alex one particularly, which is interesting, because I made him his American flag. Yeah. You think I wasn't going to take advantage and like put him right up here? I'm like, here you go, man. And he's like, it makes this room look like America. So yeah, definitely keeping that in mind. So, but he definitely needs a little bit more stuff in here. Like this room is so bare. I'm calling you out on this, Alex, because man, you just got one chest and that's it. That's all you got, one chest and that's it. I got like a shit ton of chests and like there's really not much in here. Of course, the other thing I do have in here is this lovely book, which I am not gonna read into it, but I literally wrote a whole book in Minecraft. And it is only just a few pages long, so it is definitely quite an interesting story. I'll tell you that, but it doesn't show the name. It does not show you the author's name. No, it does not show you the author's name. I could have sworn it did, but the name is my other name, which of course I didn't think it was end up being censored. That's just ridiculous, but oh well. Not gonna figure out how to fix that later down the line, but I doubt my name would be censored considering it's literally the same name as any other name, but either way, it is what it is. So yeah, I wrote a whole book. It's I think it was originally an IRL that's 2 pages long, but it ended up being 26 pages in the Minecraft world, which honestly I hate writing in Minecraft because it is so annoying. So aside from the living room, we have this lovely water well coming down. So maybe nice, you know, it's just so nice. Just a little water. It was originally just part of the cave, but I guess I just made it part of the house. The dining room we still have to make. And then of course we have this lovely kitchen area that I don't know what the hell is going on in here, but it's like a mess already because we don't got much shit going on in here and we don't got much stuff going down in here. So the plan is to definitely make something, but I'm not sure what Alex is planning to do in his world. He's planning to do something in his world. I mean, this is his world. Well, what the hell am I talking about? This is his world. I mean, his Minecraft series. I'm not sure what Minecraft series he has planned, but we're definitely going to figure that out together. Because honestly, there is so much going on in this world that we have literally this cave that we are going to have to close down at some point. Like, I'm going to have to lock it down completely. I'm not sure when I'm going to lock it down. And it is just a mess. It's just a continuous mess in here. This place is just like, I don't want to go back down here after any time endpoint because this place just, I don't know. I feel like we stripped the whole entire the cave and all that because there's barely nothing around. But at some point he says we should use it and then we shouldn't use it, and then we're like in a back and forth, like, do we use the cave, do we not use the cave, do we close the cave, do we keep the cave closed? Like, I'm not sure what the plan would be to keep this cave. If the point is I'm going to build all the way down there, I'm sealing that all off altogether. I am sealing it all off. For right now, I'm just going to keep the temporary seal, and then I'll come back to it at some point in the near future. Then change those blocks to mimic the other blocks, because of course I don't want to see any of the cave anymore. I just want to see blocks that look a little bit more civilized. And I'm thinking this one could be really just really like I end up with another block of grass. By the way, I have my settings on these Minecraft in French for the PlayStation 4, in Portuguese for the Nintendo Switch, and in, I'm guessing, trying to remember which other one. And I guess for the PlayStation, for the PlayStation 5, I have in Spanish of Spain. And I guess the Xbox, I might just change it and just put it into a different language too. But I know just enough French just to understand this game a little bit. But even then, it's the same thing. It's just you're reading the words similarly to the other language, so it's not a big deal. Let's just go to sleep so we can get this. I can't sleep because there's monsters in the area. I wonder if I put the bed against this part and just move the loom over there, how would it be? No, I'll just check in a minute. The porch. Honestly, Alex, I did not think you would move the damn cat. I thought you would keep it there. But I guess I was wrong. I was 100% wrong. No, those are the only two here? Okay, great. I'm just going to do some quick elimination. And then the other one I gotta get to you. I'm gonna get to you. Keep trampling on my freaking pumpkin crop. Or crop, but I'm gonna figure something out for that because I want to at least have like a pumpkin area, but I don't want it so that it just randomly just isn't there. I'm gonna read the message because I got a message saying something about an ocelot last night and I didn't read it until I'm gonna read it till now because I want to figure out what was the thing about the cat, because there was a cat there I had captured for him. So it says here, Gene, the cat is not tameable. I realize this. You brought in ocelots. They are untamable, but I fed it fish still. And now I have its trust, so it's follow me and scare the creepers and phantoms away. So he ended up taming the cat. Almost close to, damn. He ended up taming the cat. Almost close to 10 o'clock in the evening. And now tells me this information. No wonder why. I'm like, well, where's the cat? The cat should be still there. And apparently the cat, he found a benefit for the cat. But even then, that indicates that when he comes back to the server, he's going to have the cat with him, which is good, because the whole point of the darn thing was so that he could keep the darn creepers away. Because creepers don't like cats, which obviously was the whole point of why I brought him the cat. But if he says it's going to keep the creepers and the phantoms away, that's fine with me. The only important part is just to make sure that you have the darn cat. That's all that was important to this reasoning as to why I grabbed the cat. But of course, I also have to get him a dog, which I got a lot of leads now after killing so many traveling villagers or wandering travelers, or what do you call them, guys? But honestly, it's getting to the point where there's way too many of them anyway in this area. They keep invading the area. Because usually you see one. Now I'm seeing three. One without the llamas, one that has one llama, and the other one that has the two llamas just coming to the area. It's like, buddy, you keep traveling back and forth with your buddies, back and forth into this area, and I having to keep killing you guys or ending you guys because honestly, I just don't freaking understand why they keep coming back. I don't understand why they keep coming back. I want to get him a sign and put it right here, but I'm going to have to put it in English. Of course, not Korean, not Japanese, not Spanish, just English. But nonetheless, that's definitely going to be another issue altogether. And then I'm going to have to chop down some trees. I am going to be 100% on this situation with the tree situation, because I do not want to go over here and chop down trees. And I don't have nothing against chopping down trees in this area. This area is more of an enclosure for the animals. And it's like, this area is exclusively for the animals, like the trees, we're not going to bother with them. Maybe we'll bother with the flowers, we'll put in more bone meal and just spread it out across. But this entire area is exclusive to these animals. I don't want to just randomly start messing around with the trees and such, so I'm just going to keep them as such. I could have sworn we had a regular version of a cow. What about the chicken? I brought a chicken yesterday that was just a regular chicken. Like the regular OG chicken. Wherever it went. I wonder if it even is here. Let me see. You got this chicken, you got that chicken. I could have sworn I brought a chicken that was just the original kind. I'm so darn confused. I didn't bring a chicken? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here you are, buddy. I was looking all over for you. You were over here. So I brought a regular chicken over here, and somehow I didn't know he was down there. About all these animals were a pain in the ass, honestly, to bring in here, especially the camel. Which, by the way, there was another camel, but okay, there he is. He's over there. Let's see. But yeah, the llamas. You already know the answer to the question of why they're in here anyway. But even then, like the chickens, the pigs, the sheep. I'm about to say goats, but I don't have goats in there. You know. Just a lot of animals over there that I had to go in and collect with the leads. I didn't plan to get seeds, I just went and got leads, because at this point, if I'm going to capture them, I might as well just use the leads for something. I'm going to have to grab this lava at some point, because we need that lava. I didn't know he used the lava that I got the other day and such, so we'll just have to get some more. I'm not going to do it today, I'm going to do it some other time. Let's see what else we got. So of course we're gonna make those chests. So I'm gonna have to chop down a buku ton of trees. Alright. Puñeta. Can't even freaking stay on one thing and then I end up falling anyway. Alright, seems like some of the trees that I cut down a few days earlier in Minecraft somehow are just now despawning the leaves. Which I'm starting to wonder, because we're in the realm version of this game mode, because this is basically, this was an imported world, is everything gonna just despawn or just stay like that? I don't know, because I'm starting to wonder for myself that maybe certain things don't despawn immediately because they either were just fairly, when you left the chunk, they were fairly still generating and may have not had the chance to despawn anyway. It's possible. I don't know. I really don't know. All I know is that I need to figure out a plan, and the plan is basically to have at least more materials and not just be stuck in the same old, you know? Because me and Alex want to go to the ocean monument, and we have coordinates to the ocean monument, as you saw when with the transporting warp thing. But the issue is that I'm gonna actually make a transport thing to this area because I want to have like a random island just to go back and forth. I'm just writing in Spanish, just being like, what the hell is that? Isla do I have Alea or Alea? I think it's Alea. Aleatorio. There we go. It just basically means random island, but you know, I just want to basically put a random island into the warp. It's funny. All right. Well, that tree didn't seem to have a good time trying to spawn in. Apparently, I don't even remember if I tried cutting it down. Could have sworn I didn't cut down. I think I have nuts. Are these nuts? No, those are leaves. They're dead leaves. I don't know how to say the French word, but I can see not the Spanish word, the Galician cognate of the French word. Because follas muertas would be the Galician cognate, or folhas muertas would be the Portuguese cognate of the same phrasing. Because that's the problem with most things about Spanish and Portuguese and French, is that the Portuguese use a lot of French F words that in French would be considered with F. The Spanish words that are all written in F in Portuguese and and French are used more with H. That's the trick to the gist of it, is that you know the word just by looking at the two versions of the word. So if you already know Portuguese, you know a good portion of the rule with the letter F, because example obviously clearly is fer, which is, you know, to mean iron. In Portuguese it's ferro, and then in Spanish it's hierro. But you also have ferrero and ferrocarril, additional words that also mean regarding about iron. So ferrocarril would be, I think, like a mine track, or a I think it's no, I think it's a track, you know, like one of those tracks where you just basically take your mine carts down. What is that? What are you? You're a chick. You're an adorable little thing. You're so adorable. I'm gonna take you home. Oh crap, I gotta make something with the whatchamacallit out over here. Let's see. Imbecile. That's not where that goes. Alright, but yeah, viejo, viejo, and afterwards fer. No, ferro. Viejo, ferro, fer. Basically all cognates of the same word. I forgot viejo is more of an old Spanish guy. That can't just forget about that. That's the fact that it's more of like an old Spanish. So it helps to know the old Spanish, because of course if you do know a little bit of the old Spanish variety of the word, then it just helps you recognize words better. I got a pollito pío. Alright, I'm gonna put you on a fence because I'm gonna need you. Because I'm going to breed you into another chick. Alright. I will be right back to this part of the area. I just got to go to sleep. And the fact that the world is modded and I'm playing on the console is funny. It is just so funny. Because that way I just can just go places without having to worry about a bunch of other things in between. Alright, where am I? The chunks are still loading. And my pollito pío is still here. Hi, my little pollito. Which, honestly, in all points in perspective, there's got to be a plan that we got to have in mind for when we're doing the whole tree chopping down. So the whole reason I went over here is because it's not going to affect the enclosure over there. It's just way farther away. That's not going to affect, you know, what we do. But I do plan to clean up this entire island and like take all of its resources and just turn it into just an empty wasteland of nothing, just for the fun of it. But no, I do plan to put down some more trees, but just clear it up and then put down more trees later down the line. I ain't gonna be that evil. I wonder what I could do with all these dead leaves. Can I make something with these leaves that could eventually become, like, I guess fuel? I wonder. I want to try that out in a bit. Alright. I'm gonna capture the, I'm gonna keep that chick on the lead for right now until we have a better planning strategy. What is this? What did you give me? What did you give me? You gave me a bush. No, wait, no, I don't think it's a bush. I think these are like the weeds that you have next to an area. That's basically, of course, not like a swamp or something like that. I don't know. Here's what it is. Now that one surprises me. This one's called an haché en pierre. I mean that, like, I've heard of the Portuguese one, which is machado, and then of course la hacha de piedra. Okay, that which would mean in Spanish for I think it's stone axe. Yeah, stone axe. But of course hacha and I guess ash. I can't even say that word. Ash or ash. Ach. Oh. I don't know, it's hard to say because both the H's in both French, Portuguese, and Spanish have this issue where they don't freaking get pronounced at all. Which is often annoying if you're trying to remember the rule too, because that's another reason why I guess they don't prefer using the H for a lot of words. but yet they do use the H's. They do use those in both languages. In Portuguese, particularly, they use the H with a lot of diphthongs. Two diphthongs are the most familiar if you know the Portuguese language. Which one of them is basically the NY diphthong, which makes the pronunciation so if you see an H, you say like Espanol. It's written with NH in Portuguese and makes that NY sound, like canyon and such, or like in Espanol with the ñ, because they don't have an ñ, so they use the diphthong. You know, words find their languages find their way of how they make words that sound similar, and then I think French has the NG diphthong, which makes it more of the same similar pronunciation for Espanol. But all three languages say Espanol in some way, shape, or form. That sounds so Mira, cabrón, I need you too. I need you too. I need chicken varieties. I think chickens on leads are a lot more easier than having to grab any other animals, because they're flightless birds, you know, but they're perfect for, you know, roaming around and stuff, because they flap their wings and they're still in the area. They don't just randomly just fall off just because. But I'm going to come back in a bit to the random island and just grab them with the leads like I did yesterday with the other one. Wait a minute. Can I use that whatchamacallit? Yeah, I'll be right back. Let's see. So he told me to use this. Pick up a mob and take it somewhere else. Alright, let's try it out. Might have to get my thing either way, because I got a bunch of stuff in here anyway. Wait, I might need that. I need that. Oh, let's see. I don't need no scoot. I guess I put the leaves in here. Alright. Eat my carrot. My carrot. Isla Aleatoria, here we go. Alright. I want to try this one first before I do anything. Alright, I'm gonna play Pokemon on this, so let's see. Did I get my leads? Oh, I got my leads. Okay. I guess I gotta go back there then. Alright, let's go back to the porch, I guess. Alright. Let's see what I captured. What about my other chicken? I only got one chicken? I got only one chicken. I can't believe that. I must have killed the other chicken. I must have killed the chicken. That's just sad. I just killed it. I killed an innocent little chick. Is it? I don't see it. I didn't see where it went either. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere. It must have been. Oh my God! Who are? Wait. Put that right here. There you go. Now we gotta. Let me go back to the porch. All right. Let's see. I got a spot for you though. Wait, wrong spot. Let's see. Do I have my? Yes, I do. I have my. Épier en fer. On or in? I'm not sure. That's what confuses me. Like Spanish is like en, and then like French is like on. I'm like, what? Alright, well, I'm gonna try to see. I'm gonna throw it in the spawner, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to kill it from there. Because usually Alex has the thing for spawners and stuff like that, but it's just It is what it is. I wonder if I can catch Enderman. Oh well, we'll keep that in mind. No, I'm not sure if that was the thing that I just put. Alright. Time to spawn right back down there. Oh wait. Some skellies. Back to the porch I go. You should there. That should be definitely one of the spawn points we should do for going to places like that. Well, let's see. I gotta put some of this in here. Alright. Time to warp back over there. I could do so many things with this, but I'm not gonna do nothing right now. I'm gonna first chop down a few more trees. Do I have another? I'm about to say machado, but nash. Notch. Ach. It sounds like ache when you read at it, but then again, you know, it's reading it in English. You're reading it in Francais. So let's see, we got this here, and we have this one here, that one there. Shit! It's time. It's almost time for me to go back over there again. And I can capture mobs. I forgot about that part too. Where's this one? Alright, I'm gonna capture one just to be sure. What do I got? Oh, that's what. You're here? Alright. I wanna capture a good one. Puñeta. Well, I got a plan B on that one. So let me first sleep. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen anyway. I already had a feeling that was always gonna happen, because honestly, it's me. Oh, forgot that they're still alive because they have armor. Hey, give me a minute, give me a minute, give me a minute, give me a minute. Dame un momento. let me first walk away so that way I don't get killed by the other one. Porque la cabrona no me deja quieto. Alright. I need to find out where my sword went. Alright. Nope, no me va a joder. No me va a joder. Where are you, cabrona? Oh, and there's a buddy with you. Where did the... Where did it go? Where did he go? He didn't just randomly despawn and just say, okay, I'm gonna call it a night. Makes no darn sense. And here comes the other guy. Yeah, I must have despawned because I walked away. I don't know who you thought you were, but you are not who you think you are. No. Alright, I'm not messing around with that, but I am going to mess around with this next thing. Let's see. The other one despawned. Just randomly despawned. Alright. Let's just go back to the house then. Let's see. I guess we could just come back to it in a bit later. I need to put this other transport thing over here in case that ever happens again. Alright, let's see. Then put the other guy downstairs for execution. Yes, execution. Alright. We need more armor, we need more stuff. Because honestly... That wasn't in there last I opened this, was it? I have no memory of that being in there. Alright. You know what? I'm just going to turn off the torch and then just start killing these. Just for the fun of it. And I'll leave the stream like that for the meanwhile.